Hello guys, my name is Manish and you are watching Manish Unfiltered. Now, in this video, I will not talk about not how, I will not talk about why sugar is bad for you, but how does it cause the harm that it does. So let's begin. Let me share my story. It was April 2018 when I had finished my exam and it was my summer holidays. I would sit around and watch TV, but the other thing I did was I took a packet of jaggery, that is unrefined sugar, and I just snacked on it. Not even the sugary junk foods and all that. Not even that. I just snacked on the pure sugar, and from that summer holidays, my life was a downward spiral. In that summer holidays, all my friends were walking around and playing with each other, and they called me, but I refused every time. So, do you think what do you think happened when I called them to in my birthday? They obviously refused. That really hurted my soul. I was crying really hard that day, though it was my birthday. But do you know why this happened? From that summer holidays, my life became completely different in the sense that it went downward. Now, for you to understand why and how is sugar bad for you, there are first three key hormones that you need to understand. The first one is leptin. It is produced by your fat cells when you have eaten a meal and you are full. So if your brain sees leptin, it will think that, oh, I am full and I don't need to eat anything and I am ready to burn more calories. So it does two things. Leptin, you stop eating and then you start walking around and burning more calories. Okay, do you understand? It is clear. The next one is ghrelin. It is your hunger hormone. It periodically rises and falls down when you at the normal time when you are eating in the previous days. So it does not cause much harm, but it is quite good. Then next is insulin, a really bad hormone in the sense that before it was quite good, but now it is quite useless and bad for you. Here's what insulin does. Insulin first stores fat, stores your blood glucose as fat in fat cells, and then it tells your brain that it is still hungry and need to eat more. Okay, so it does two things. Insulin, it stores more fat and tells you to eat more, and then you will become more fat. So that is the continuous cycle. And then another one is a neurotransmitter called dopamine. You have most definitely heard of dopamine. It is like the reward center of your brain. So the sugar you eat will spike your dopamine and it will crash and go below it, and then you will crave to eat more, then you will eat more and it will go below the baseline. Okay, then let's start. So there is a relationship between leptin and insulin. So here's what insulin does. I'll go through it again. Insulin tells your brain, so leptin tells your brain that it is full and ready to burn off calories. Okay, and then your brain will the burn off more calories, and your body will burn off more calories, and it will stop eating. But here's the thing: when insulin is really high, it blocks the signaling of leptin. It literally shuts off the signal, not shuts off it, but like blocks it from entering your brain. So that's what happens. When your insulin goes, it will tell your brain that I am hungry, but it will tell your fat cells to store more. That's how this insulin does its thing. But it is quite good in two periods of your life, during puberty and pregnancy, and it is quite useful there. But now it's happening to everyone, and here's how. So let's imagine two slices of bread, which is approximately 120 calories of glucose, that is carbohydrates converted to glucose. Okay, and that 120 calories will do a 80-20 split, and 80% of the 120 calories will be used up by other organs and parts of your body, like your muscle, your brain, and all that. And then the rest 20% will go to your what do you call your liver. In there, the 20% will get converted to glycogen, glucose to glycogen, which is really important, and it does not cause any harm to our body. So the glycogen, it is really good. It is what the athletes do. They do no carb load before that, because they are trying to build their glycogen stores. It is really good. And then a really small percentage of 20% of the calories from 120 calories will be converted to liver fat. The amount is so small that it does not cause much harm to our body. And now once you understood this, you can go and replay it again, because it took several minutes to understand that. Once you are over with this, let's move on to how sugar affects your body. Let's say you have eaten 120 calories of sugar, of sucrose, not of fructose alone. Sucrose. Here's the thing: sucrose has two molecules. One is glucose and the other is fructose. So half of sucrose is half molecule of one molecule of glucose and the other molecule of fructose. So here's the thing: let's say we consume the same amount in 120 calories of sugar, that is sucrose. So 50 of it is glucose and other 50 of it is fructose. So 60% of the calories from 120 calories, not percent, 60 calories from 120 calories will be glucose and the other 60 will be fructose. So the glucose does its normal split of 80-20, and 80% of it will be used by other organs and all that. But the 60 calories plus the remaining 20% of glucose will hit the liver. And here's the thing: fructose cannot be metabolized by any part of your body, not even your brain, body, like your organ, muscle. It cannot be metabolized there. It can only be metabolized in the liver. So the 60 calories plus the 100 and plus I think somewhere around 20 to 30 calories from glucose, not 20 to 30, like let's take it as 10 calories. 60 plus 10 calories of like 160%, 60 calories is fructose and then 10 calories is glucose. So in the liver, the glucose will mostly get converted into glycogen and some of it will get stored as fat. But what do you think happens in the case of fructose? It will not be converted into glycogen. It will directly be stored as liver fat. So in the case of like the glucose we talked about, 120 calories of glucose, only around half to 1 calorie gets stored as liver fat. But in the case of sucrose, that is table sugar, around 60 calories, more than 60 calories will be converted to liver fat. Now, why is this bad for you? Why is liver fat bad for you? Well, if your liver stores more than 0.25 grams or 4-5 grams of like not grams, kilograms of fat, then all you will get metabolically unhealthy. That is, you will get your risk of heart attack increases, you will get diabetes, you will get fatty liver disease and all that along the way. Now let's focus mainly about diabetes. Okay, so here's what diabetes does. Not diabetes but sugar does to increase diabetes. So once your liver is full of fat, what it does is it reduces the function of liver to like create fat and all that. So the pancreas, the gland that secretes insulin, will produce more insulin in the area of liver, but the higher insulin production in in that part of the liver, that liver will also travel around your body and cause the insulin to rise everywhere. So then your muscles will get insulin resistant. Then this is really bad for you. This is what diabetes is. Your body gets resistance to insulin, so the glucose will spike really crazy high. Like for normally, I checked it once myself, and it was around 105 to 15 somewhere. And my parents, my father is a diabetic, so he has around 250 normal fasted glucose levels. That is what insulin resistance is. So if you eat sugar alone, you will easily get diabetes. Okay, and then here's another thing. If you eat sugar, like the processing of fructose in specific, fructose in the processing of fructose, it will take your ATP, adenosine triphosphate, that, and it will convert it into uric acid. You know uric acid, which we excrete out of our body. That uric acid will go around, and in your intestine specifically, it will, what it will do is, it will think of it, your intestine wall, and here this is some like blockage. It will only allow good stuff to go in, and it will not allow bad stuff to go in. So if you have uric acid in your body, yeah, it does like here's good stuff, it will go in. But if there is uric acid, this is bad stuff, this one is bad stuff, it will let it go. What do you think happened if the excreting part of your body, feces, will get into your blood? It will obviously cause inflammation, and that leads to inflammation, which is a leading cause of death in many. And then the next one is how it relates to heart attack. So here's the thing: when your the body produces, your liver produces fat from fructose, it releases something called triglyceride. So here's what triglyceride does. When there is a block, let's say there's a cut in your blood vessels, so triglycerides will go and store your cholesterol in that to block the blood to flow out of the vessels. So think of it this way. Here's the thing, and this is your blood vessels. There is a block here. There is a cut here. So triglycerides will make your so cholesterol get into in between of the blood vessels, and it will form a plaque here like this. Okay, and then as cholesterol gets accumulated, it will go like this, and it will block the heart itself. So here, that's how it leads to heart attack. And the food industry will tell you that it is cholesterol that causes heart attack, but in reality it is sugar that causes heart attack. Now, after knowing this, will you eat sugar? Be honest with me. If yes, then please rewatch it, rewatch this video again, because you don't still understand the magnitude of the problem. Now, after that, after all this, why do you if you are a sane person and you are a fitness person, you don't walk around and go around eating sugar and all that. Okay, sugary foods like cakes, cupcakes, you know it is bad for you, so you reduce it. But how then? But then, how will you get that all this metabolic syndrome? Because around 80% of everything that is on the shelf contains sugar. This is my experience. There is one packet of rasam, which is like a paste. That paste is specifically meant to be spicy. I checked its back ingredients, and it had sugar in it. Now, why do you think we need sugar in a spicy food? Because the dopamine, it triggers dopamine to release, it will spike and go down. If this is baseline, when you eat sugar, it will spike, but then it will go down again after some time, but it will not come to the baseline, it will go below baseline. So this will be your baseline, and if you do it again, your baseline will be really low, and that is what depression is. So I've a small bottle of fizz, it will come here around like this much. Okay, it has 10 grams of sugar in it. Literally, I was scared to death when I saw that, because my friends would always eat that, drink that. So, how do you go stay away from sugar? Just this is the one simple tip. See the back of the list. Don't see that the calorie information. We don't care about calories because calories does not count. It is what is in, it is what is constituted the calories that counts. If there is a name called sugar or maltodextrin, there are 61 names for sugar, 61, so they can use anything. I watched a video and it was like crazy long. So 61 names of sugar, different names of sugar. So if you see the common name of sugar, or another one is maltodextrin, it is used in supplements and all that. It is also sugar. Sugar and maltodextrin, don't ever consume it and let other people in your family members consume it. So you now I think you understand why is sugar bad for you. Then like you can try and make others also understand this and all that, but I will share my personal story. It will never work. It has only worked for one or two people. That's all. Others say that I'm crazy and that I will die really early. But they are eating sugar and I am not. How will I die early? That does not even make sense. And then thank you. If you like this video and subscribe and share it to others because it's really important for their health. Thank you.